Hi, my name is Jasmine. I'm from the team number 3 of the group CO2, and today I'm going to show you our presentation about the stage 1 of the subject of biology in healthcare. These are my team members. It's me, Jasmine, Leslie, Valeria, Jorge Patricio, y Juan Antonio. The first topic I'm going to explain is the cell. A cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all living organisms. It is the smallest unit of life that can carry out essential processes like growth, metabolism, reproduction. The cells has a specific classification. They are divided into two big groups. There are the prokaryotic cells, then the eukaryotic cells, and the eukaryotic cells are divided into the animal cells and plant cells. The animal cell is a eukaryotic cell that forms the tissues of animals, characterized by absence of a cell wall and chloroplast. And then these are the organelles that the animal cell has. Uh, First, we have the nucleus, is the control center of the cell, contains the genetic material, DNA, and regulates the cell activities. Then, cell membrane, a flexible outer layer that controls what enters and exits the cell. The cytoplasm is a gel-like substance that surrounds the organelles and is the site of various chemical reactions. The mitochondria is known as the powerhouse of cell, produces energy in the form of ATP. The ribosomes responsible for protein synthesis, then the endoplasmic reticulum, and we have the raw and smooth. Then the Golgi apparatus that modifies, packages, and distributes proteins and lipids. The liposomes contain digestive enzymes to break down waste and cellular debris. The cytosome organizes microtubules and plays a role in cell division. And cytoskeleton provides a structure, shape, and support to the cell. Then the plant cell is the basic structural and functional unit of plants and are different from animal cells because they have a cell wall, chloroplasts, and a large central backbone. These are the organelles of the plant cell. The cell wall is a rigid outer layer that provides structure and protection to the cell. A cell membrane controls what enters and exits the cell. The nucleus contains the genetic material, DNA, and controls the cell activities. The cytoplasm, a gel-like substance where organelles are found. Chloroplast performs photosynthesis and produces energy in form of glucose. The backbone is the site of storage from water, nutrients, and waste. Then the mitochondria that produces energy, ribosome synthesis proteins, and we also have the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus, and plasmodesmata, a channels between plant cells for communication and transport. So the main differences in the animal and plant cell are the cell wall, the chloroplasts, and that's it.
Characteristics of living things. Living things grow. This is the first characteristic. Second, reproduction. A new member of a species is created. Third, evolution. Species of organism change over time. 4. Response to stimuli. Any process that results in a change in state or activity. 5. Metabolism. They have metabolism that is a chemical action in the body cells. 6. Homeostasis, when the body systems are functioning properly. 7. DNA is a genetic information inside the body that helps to know who are the people. 8. And the last one, cells. All forms of life are building of at least one cell. Differences between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic, they are unicellular, and eukaryotic, they are multicellular. Prokaryotic is more smaller, and eukaryotic are more big. Prokaryotic have nucleus but is absent, and eukaryotic, the nucleus is present. Prokaryotic without nucleus, and eukaryotic have nucleus. Prokaryotic only have one membrane, and eukaryotic have two. Pregnancy. Pregnancy is a term used to describe the period in which a fetus develops inside a woman's uterus, and pregnancy usually lasts about 40 weeks, or just over 9 months, as measured from the last menstrual period to delivery. Teenage pregnancy. Teenage pregnancy occur between the age of 15 and 19, and the most of them are the results of children marriage and child sexual abuse, which increase the risk of unwanted or accidental pregnancies for girls. Teenage mothers face higher risk than women aged 20 to 24, and teenage mothers face higher risk of low birth weight, premature birth, and serious neonatal diseases.
Hi, my name is Leslie Amelia Viles Echevarria, and I will talking about these topics about our biology class. First, we have history of the microscope. The first microscope was invented by Hans and Zacharias Janssen, Dutch special marks in 1590s. It was compound microscope with two lenses. Later in 1665, Robert Brooks used a microscope to observe cells, and in the 1670s, Anthony van Leeuwenhoek discovered bacteria using a powerful silent microscope. Then we have here a picture of a microscope in that time, and we can see that we have like a little change through the time, but it's like the exact like figure. Then in 2024, researchers at the University of Arizona developed the world's fastest electron microscope capable of capturing images of electrons in motion. Then we have the topic of cell theory. The definition is cell theory is a fundamental principle in biology that states all living things are made of cells, and cells are the basic unit of life. So, the main principles of cell theory is that all living organisms are made of one or more cells. Then the cell is the basic unit of structure and function in living things, like as I said. All cells come from pre-extinct cells, and all humans, all like living things are made up of cells. Then we have this topic that is obesity. That obesity is a condition where excess body fat negatively affects health. It is measured using body mass index that we can provide BMI, where BMI of 30 or higher is classified as obesity. The main causes are unhealthy diet, lack of physical activity, genetic, medical conditions, and physiological factors. And the health risks are heart disease and high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes. That is was the most dangerous type of diabetes. So I hope you like it, I hope you enjoy it, and see you in the next video. Bye!
Now, continuing, we're going to review the cell transport. So, what is cell transport? It is the movement of a substance across the cell membrane. The substance can move either in or out the cells. In the cell transport, it exists two secondary transports, one being active and the other one being passive. The active transport requires energy to move substances against a concentration or electrical gradient. And endocytosis is the process of moving particles into a cell by engulfing them in a vesicle. Endocytosis can move large molecules, parts of cells, and even the whole cells. Continuing, the other type of active transport is exocytosis. It is the process of moving large molecules out of the cell. These molecules are often moved from storage back walls inside the cell to the exterior. Passive transport. Passive transport, on the other hand, does not require energy to move along their gradient. It divides in three types. Osmosis, that is the movement of water to a semi-permeable membrane. It is a type of diffusion that, like we already mentioned, doesn't require energy. Diffusion, it is the movement of substances from a region of high concentration to a one with a lower concentration. Facilitated diffusion, it is the movement of substances across a membrane, but with the help of transport proteins, making the process much easier. This process does not require energy because substances move down their concentration gradient.
Hello everyone, my name is Juan Antonio Peña Sanchez and I am part of the Team 3 of the class Biology in Healthcare. The themes I am going to present to you are the levels of organization, homeostasis, and addictions. So let's start with all of this. Well, first, what are the levels of organizations? In resume, the levels of organization are all bodily functions such as maintaining healthy glucose levels, proper temperature, blood oxygen levels, and so on. They rely on a coordinating system performing different tasks simultaneously. This means that they are from the simplest form of life, like just atoms, to molecules, to macromolecules, to organelles, then to cells, then to tissues, then to organs, then to organ to of systems, then to the itself organism. This this level of organizations they can be divided in many ways. These are the organ systems. The organ systems are a lot, such as lymphatic system, the nervous system, the circulatory system, skeletal system, the immune system, the urinary system, the digestive system, the reproductive system, respiratory system, and the endocrine system. So basically, these are all the organ systems that compose the organism, in this case, the human body itself. So then we have the homeostasis is a capacity of maintaining the internal conditions regards the conditions that despite the conditions of the external environment. This means that they have two regulatory mechanisms. This means they have the negative feedback, that is the hallmark of a negative feedback loop, is that it counteracts a change back towards its set point. This has characteristics such as body temperature, blood pressure, glucose concentration in blood, and so on. Then we have the positive feedback. These are the positive feedback loops amplify the initiating stimuli. In other words, they move the system away from its starting stage. These ones have characteristics such as blood coagulation, birth, and breastfeeding. Now, to finalize, we have the addictions. The addictions are one of the non-infection risk factors that are present usually in teenagers or adults. And the addictions start with social pressure and continue because of chemical hooks. Well, there are two principal addictions. We have the chemical addiction involves the use of substances such as drugs or alcohol, and we have the behavioral addictions, involve the compulsive behaviors that don't offer real benefit. Some examples of addictions can be alcohol, tobacco, opioids like heroin, prescription drugs, and cocaine. Most of these are drugs or can be also like gambling and stuff like that. Well, thank you everyone for your attention. Have a good day.